Two categories of people are living in the world. First one who is doing something creative for the society and the betterment. The second category, using the output of the first and enjoying their life. Children, we should not be the second category. Try to be the first category. Make a productive one. If you are ready, we can make a journey in some of the European states and we can identify how the nation building process came into reality. We can begin with the unification of Germany. As you know, after 1848, nationalism in Europe moved away from its association with democracy and revolution. As you have seen, the nationalist feeling widespread among the middle classes after 1848. They tried to unite the different states in Germany to make a nation state. In Germany, liberal initiative of nation building taken up by Prussia. Its chief minister, Otto von Bismarck, was the chief architect of this process, carried out with the support of Prussian army and bureaucracy. 3 wars over 7 years with Austria, Denmark and France ended in Prussian victory and completed the process of unification. In January 1871, the Prussian king William I was proclaimed German emperor in a ceremony held at Versailles. The nation building process in Germany had been demonstrated the leadership of Prussian state power. The new state placed a strong emphasis on modernizing the currency, banking, legal and judicial systems in Germany. Prussian measures and practice often became model for the rest of Germany. Next, the unification of Italy. Italy had a long history of political fragmentation. Italians were scattered over several dynastic states as well as the multinational Habsburg Empire. During the middle of the 19th century, Italy was divided into several states, of which one, Sardinia Piedmont, was ruled by the Italian princely house. It was the powerful among the others. During 1830, Giuseppe Mazzini had put together a coherent programming for the creation of a unitary Italian state. He had been formed a secret society called Young Italy for the dissemination of his goal. Chief Minister Cavour, who led the movement to unify the regions of Italy, was neither a revolutionary nor a democratic. Through a tactful diplomatic alliance with France, engineered by Cavour, Sardinia Piedmont succeeded in defeating the Austrian forces in 1859. Giuseppe Garibaldi gave support to Sardinia. In 1860, the combined force got the support of 2 Sicilies to drive out the Spanish rulers in 1861. Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed the King of United Italy. Last, the strange case in Britain. In Britain, the formation of the nation state, it was not a sudden upheaval. It was a result of a long-term process. There was no British nation prior to the 18th century. The primary identity of the people who inhabited the British Isles were ethnic ones, such as English, Welsh, Scottish or Irish. All these ethnic groups have their own culture and identity and a political background. But the English nation grew up suddenly with economy and political power. Of course, it was able to extend its power over the rest British Isles. The English Parliament which had seized power from the monarchy in 1688. Act of Union 1707 between England and Scotland that resulted in the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. In effect, the English was able to impose its influence over Scotland. Ireland suffered a similar fate. It was a country deeply divided into two major groups, Protestant and Catholics. The English helped the Protestants of the Ireland to establish their dominance over a largely dominated Catholic country. Catholic revolts against British dominance were suppressed. After a failed revolt led by Fulton and his United Irishmen 1798, Ireland was possibly incorporated into the United Kingdom in 1801. A new British nation forced to the propagation of the dominant British culture. The symbols of New Britain: the British flag, Union Jack; the national anthem, God Save Our Noble King. The English language was actively promoted, and the older nation survived only as subordinate partners of this nation. Dear children, just we can recall the major topics that we have covered today. We started with the unification of Germany. As you know, Germany was divided into different independent, semi-independent kingdoms or states. Among these states, Prussia was the most powerful one. Under the initiative of Prussia, the unification process of Germany done. After that, unification of Italy. Italians were scattered over several dynastic states and the Habsburg Empire. Among these, the Sardinia-Piedmont was the most powerful one. Sardinia took the initiative for the nation building process. The coherent program of Italian unification taken by Giuseppe Mazzini, supported by Cavour, and Cavour made a tactful diplomatic alliance with France, and again they were supported by Garibaldi. Finally, they formed a unified Italy. Last, the unification process of Britain. Last, we saw the story of Britain. The unification process of Britain, it was not a sudden upheaval. It was a long drawn out process. Britain, they consist of many British Isles and ethnic groups, namely British, English, Welsh, Scots and Irish. Once the British gained more economy and power, they started to dominate the other one. In 1707, English and Scotland signed a treaty, Act of Union, and the formation of UK. In the case of Ireland, she was made up of two major religious groups, namely Protestant and Catholics. Catholics, they were the powerful one and the majority, but the Protestant, they were minority in Ireland. English, they gave support to the Protestant to maintain their dominancy over the largely Catholic nation. Finally, they also merged with UK. Then the unification process of Britain came to an end. We can wind up this session now, and next day we can come with another topic. Thank you. Have a healthy day.